Hello, my name is Eric Yermstead. I'm asking for you to give me between 5 and 10 minutes to watch this video as I want to tell you a story about my friend Chad. Chad Bautch is his name. He was born with cystic fibrosis. I'm not going to spend a ton of time covering off on what cystic fibrosis is, but I'll hold this information up here in front of me briefly. I know that it's a genetic disease that Chad was born with that impacts his digestive system and more so his lungs. And what this has caused over the years is his lungs to deteriorate, as this is what happens with cystic fibrosis. So over the past few years, Chad has spent numerous days in the hospital, on drug tests, everything else, trying to find ways to help his lungs stay healthy. What's happened this year is Chad has now been placed on the lung transplant list at the University of Minnesota. Chad will hopefully be receiving 2 new lungs very soon. And if you want to hear more about Chad's story just in general, I'll hold this up here briefly as well, so you can get a feel for Chad's situation. But he could be getting new lungs at any second. He could be getting them by the time this video is even posted or shared anywhere. So my hope is that we can, through Facebook, through Twitter, through friends, family, everywhere, is spread this story around the internet as much as humanly possible. So the way I want to do this is essentially the idea for what I'm doing now started back in January. Chad was in the hospital for, I don't know, the first time this year, obviously, but Chad spent, weeks in the hospital over the past 3 or 4 years. Every time Chad's in the hospital, I go up there, usually bring him dinner, we hang out, have a good time. This year, when I was up there, Chad asked me a question. This was back in January, actually, January 14th. Chad asked me a question that night. He said, "Eric, if I asked the pallbearers at my funeral to wear Yankees hats, would you do it?" I'm not a Yankee fan. I think Chad, I don't know if you remember this situation at all. Maybe it was just a simple conversation to you, but it stuck with me. I think I kidded around with you and didn't really answer. The easy answer to this is a resounding yes. I would absolutely do that, but I truly, truly hope that day doesn't come for another 40 or 50 years. I hope that by the time we get to that point, I can't even carry you anywhere. Maybe you'll outlast me, who knows. But I knew that night that I had to do something about this, and that this should be the vessel through which I do it. So, Chad, I didn't want you to have to wait until that day, so here you go. I went out last night and made this purchase just for you. So here's what I'd like to do, and what I'm going to do to start this year. Every Yankee game this year, every game they win, I will be donating $5 for every Yankee win this season to your cause, to help you get and pay for your new lungs. For those of you that don't know, the estimated cost for this is around $200,000 is what I'm told. Chad's not halfway there yet. He's maybe a third of the way there. What I'd like to do is, through between now and the end of the baseball season, I'd like to get us to the point where we can raise $100 for every win that the Yankees put up this year. So for this year, I will be rooting very hard for the Yankees, as hard as it is for me to say that, starting on April 3rd when they play their first game. Now, the reason that I don't want to donate until the end of the year is because I want to give as many people as much time as possible to get involved with this and save money to do so. What this means is you've got between now, which we're in the middle of March, all the way until October or November to save up however much money you'd like to contribute to this cause. What we're talking about here is, if you're not familiar with baseball, the Yankees will win probably this year somewhere between 85 and 100 games. So if you do the math on about $1 a win, you're looking at somewhere between $75 and $100 that you'd be contributing to this cause. I want to get it to the point where we've got so many people involved locally, nationally, wherever we can, that we get this up to $100 per win. So here's what I want to do. If you'd like to be involved with this, I'm not asking you to give any money today. All I'm looking for is a pledge and your commitment that you will do so in October and November. So to do that, here's my email address and my phone number. Please send me all of your contact information. I'll hold that up in just a second. I want to make sure give you enough time to jot this down if you need to. Also, get your kids involved. I'm going to get my kids involved for as little as a quarter a win, whatever it is, anything we can do to rally around a team and have some fun over the summer, give ourselves enough time to save up some money and put it toward this cause. Hopefully, at the time, Chad will already have received his new lungs. But here's my contact information. Here's the information I'd like to gather from you when you leave me your email or your voicemail or phone call. Just give me your name, your email address, your phone number, your relationship or how you know Chad, and the amount of money you want to pledge for every Yankee win this season. I'm really excited about what we can do together through this cause. If you'd prefer to give now and you don't want to wait, here's a horrifically long link to do so. I would encourage you to just go to chadbautch.com or search for Team Chad Bautch on Facebook. It'll be a much easier way to get to this location. But two very simple ways to give. You can do so right now. But I'm hoping that through Facebook, through Twitter, through everything else, we can get enough people involved in this that we can celebrate throughout the year, get this on Facebook, get it everywhere. Every time the Yankees win, we can count and add up the money all summer long that we will be donating to the cause for Chad. So if you have any other questions or anything like that, I'm sure you can find me on Facebook or you've got my information through this video. Thanks for your time, and go Yankees.